Hi everybody, salam. Welcome back to my channel. So in this lesson, we are going to learn the coordinating conjunctions in Persian. In the two previous lessons, we learned about comparative and superlative adjectives, and also we learned about comparisons of equality. You can find the link to these videos in the description box. In this lesson, we are going to learn the coordinating conjunctions in Persian. We have already learned some of them in previous lessons, but it would be a good review to see them all together in like one lesson. Conjunctions are words that link other words, phrases, or clauses together. In this lesson, we are going to learn only the coordinating conjunctions because they are used at the beginner level. And then later on in other lessons, we will learn about correlative conjunctions and subordinating conjunctions. Both of these type of conjunctions are used at intermediate levels. So let's start with coordinating conjunctions. Here in this slide, you can see the list of the coordinating conjunctions in Persian. Again, you might already be familiar with some of them, so it would be a good practice to review them here again one more time. Now I'm just going to read through them just for the pronunciation, and then we are going to see an example for each one. So the first one is chon. It is written as chun, but the vav or u letter here is silent, and there's a short vowel o on it, so chun. Next one is va. There's also an informal pronunciation for this one, which we will see when we are going through the example. همچنین اما ولی, which means but, and also it means yet, but yet as a conjunction, not as an adverb. نه نه یا پس. So now we are going to look at the first conjunction, which is because. In Farsi is chon. Again, the vav here is silent, the letter u. So there's a short vowel o on the letter che. And also there are other words for because in Persian. We will go over them in the next slide. In this slide, let's just go with chon because it's very commonly used. All right, so now here is the sentence that we want to say, and here are the vocab. So sick is mariz, today is emruz, very is khayli, cold is sard, and outside is birun. If you need a little bit help with the word order, so here is the literal version of the sentence. All right, so here we need to start with I mean, the I is in a bracket in Farsi. We don't need to necessarily say it, but let's say it. And then comes the time adverb. Okay, so من امروز مریض هستم چون بیرون خیلی هوا سرد است. So one thing you need to know is that it's very common in Persian every time we talk about weather to actually say the word weather, because hava means weather. So rather than saying it is very cold outside, it's very common in Persian to say the weather is cold outside. That's why I added here too. And the informal of the sentence mariz hastam, the contraction, and the informal is marizam. And sardast is sarde. So this sentence in informal spoken language and a little bit faster is امروز مریضم چون بیرون خیلی هوا سرده. I just said earlier in the previous slide that there are other terms for because in Persian, but remember because as a conjunction, not as a preposition. We are not saying because of, we are saying because as a conjunction. And here are the other terms. So the first one again is chon. We can also say chonke, به خاطر اینکه, برای اینکه, and zira. Zira is used in formal written language, but the other ones are actually very widely used as well. But chon is just very commonly used. It's too general and very commonly used. So if you are a beginner, you can just memorize this one and use this one. And as you advance further, you can start learning the other ones and start using the other ones as well. Next is the conjunction and, which in Farsi is va. We have already learned this conjunction from like the second lesson, but let's just review it here again. And here the sentence that we want to say, and here are the vocab. One is yek, big is buzurg, dog is sag, two is do, small kuchak, informal kuchik, and cat is gorbe. All right, so here we are going to start with they, but again, it's in a bracket. We can skip saying the subject pronoun and start with this one, but we're gonna say it here right now. All right, so آنها یک سگ بزرگ و دو گربه کوچک دارند. All right, a few things that here you need to know is that the first thing, remember, gorbe here in English, the noun cat is plural, but in Farsi it stays singular because of number before that. And another thing that you need to know, there's like an implied ye here with ezafe. But I said before that you don't see that all the time, but we still need to pronounce it. So we have to say gorbe ye kuchak. You will only see this ye in Persian teaching textbooks, but once you start reading newspaper and stuff, an article, you won't see this yet, but yet you have to pronounce it. All right, and now the informal of the sentence, anha is unha, and then yek is ye. And then we said in the informal language, we also add a ta after number, so do ta. And kuchak is kuchik, and darand is daran. And also for the informal pronunciation of the conjunction va, it's kind of like we drop the conjunction and we put a short vowel o on the letter before the conjunction. All right, so this sentence in informal spoken language is اونها یه سگ بزرگ و 2 تا گربه کوچیک دارن. Next is the conjunction همچنین. There's a point that you need to know with this conjunction, which you can find it under important points. All right, so here is a sentence. We want to say this, and then the vocab, our mother is مادر and grandmother is مادر بزرگ. So we are going to start with the subject. من مادر و همچنین مادر بزرگ هستم. So this one is pretty straightforward. And then مادر بزرگ هستم, the contraction is مادر بزرگم. So this sentence in informal is من مادر و همچنین مادر بزرگم. Next is the conjunction but, which in Farsi is amma or vali. Remember, for amma there's like a stress on the letter mim, so we say amma. And you can use either one, it doesn't really matter. All right, here the sentence that we want to say, and here are the vocab. Brother is برادر, house is خانه, informal we say خونه, and two is دو, and car is ماشین. So here we need to start with my brother. برادرم خانه ندارد اما 2 ماشین دارد. So again here, remember, we do not say cars, we keep the noun singular because of number do before that. And the informal of the sentence, خانه becomes خونه, ندارد becomes نداره, and then we add a ta after the number. We have learned this in the lesson about the verb to have, and then دارد becomes داره. So this sentence in informal spoken language is برادرم خونه نداره اما 2 تا ماشین داره. Next is the conjunction yet, which in Farsi is still amma or vali. Because yet as a conjunction is showing contrast, so it's kind of the same as but or nevertheless. That's why in Farsi we still use amma or vali. So now let's go over the sentence, but before that, just know there's a point here that you need to know about this conjunction. So make sure you check out the important points. Alright, the sentence says, I'm very tired, yet I am still at the office. So here are the vocab. Tired is خسته, still is هنوز, and office is اداره. And this is what we need to say literally. So we are going to start with the subject من. من خیلی خسته هستم ولی هنوز در اداره هستم. So here, as you can see here, we use ولی or اما, either one. Alright, now the informal of the sentence خسته هستم becomes خستم, or a little bit more informal, we say خستم. خستم. It's like we drop this one, and we put a short vowel a on te. So خستم. And then اداره هستم, it becomes ادارم, because we drop the silent he, and then the present stem, and then we put a short vowel a here, so we combine it, it becomes ادارم. And then in the informal language, we don't really pronounce the preposition at or in. So this sentence in informal is خیلی خستم ولی هنوز ادارم. Next conjunction is or. In Farsi, it's ya, and we have already learned this in previous lessons as well. So we want to say now this sentence is a house better or an apartment. All right, house is خانه, informal is خونه, and better is بهتر. We have already learned this in the lesson about comparative adjectives. And then apartment is just the same word, but the pronunciation is different, is آپارتمان. آپارتمان. So this is what we need to say literally. So we do not need to end the sentence with the verb. The verb comes earlier. So you see the verb comes before or. آیا خانه بهتر است یا آپارتمان؟ We can also bring the verb at the end too, that works too, but when we are asking about two things, then it's better to first bring the first noun and then the verb and then the second noun after ya. So the informal of the sentence خانه becomes خونه, بهتر است becomes بهتره, and we don't even need to say آیا, but we need to have a question intonation. So it's going to go as خونه بهتره یا آپارتمان. Next conjunction is so, which in Farsi is پس. So now we want to say this sentence. I have 7 siblings, so we are a big family. And 7 is هفت. Sibling, we don't have a specific word for sibling. We say خواهر و برادر. خواهر و برادر, brother and sister, it's sibling. And then big is بزرگ and family is خانواده. And this is what we need to say literally. So we are going to start with من. من 7 خواهر و برادر دارم، پس ما یک خانواده بزرگ هستیم. And again, remember here we have like an implied ye, that اضافه goes under this ye, خانواده بزرگ. We still need to pronounce ye because the noun ends in a silent he. Alright, so this one is pretty clear. The only thing, the informal of بزرگ هستیم is بزرگیم. So this sentence in informal again is من 7 خواهر و برادر دارم، پس ما یه خانواده بزرگیم. Next conjunction is نور, which in Farsi is na, and then another na. So let's go over the example. We want to say he doesn't have a sister nor a brother. He is the only child. So let's go over the vocab first. Sister is خواهر, brother is برادر, and then only child is تک فرزند. تک, it means unique. فرزند, it means offspring. So it's like literally it means unique offspring. Sometimes it helps when you know the literal translation of something, it helps to memorize it better. All right, so the way this works is that we need to say something like this. So he, no sister. So here the verb is doesn't have. So the subject doesn't have a sister and a brother. So first, the first no comes before the first thing, which is sister, and then comes the verb, and then the second no, and then we need the other noun. So the sentence is او نه خواهر دارد نه برادر. او تک فرزند است. So in this example, the first clause, the first sentence, we do not need to finish the sentence with the verb. We bring the verb a little bit earlier before the second na. And then the sentence in informal دارد becomes داره, and تک فرزند است becomes تک فرزنده. So the sentence in informal is او نه خواهر داره نه برادر. We don't need the second او. تک فرزنده. So here's a summary of what we learned in this lesson. Again, this lesson was pretty easy and straightforward, and many of the coordinating conjunctions we have already learned in previous lessons. So this lesson was more like a review. All right, now I'm just going to go through the examples just for the pronunciation practice. In case you need more help with pronunciation, you can read with me as well. So the first sentence, این کتاب من نیست چون قدیمی است. این کتاب جدید و خوب است. این کتاب جدید است پس خوب است. این کتاب خوب است و همچنین گران است. این کتاب خوب است اما گران است. این کتاب گران نیست ولی ارزان هم نیست. این کتاب بهتر است یا آن کتاب؟ نه این کتاب خوب است نه آن کتاب. We are almost done with this lesson. If you like this lesson so far, please don't forget to like the video, to subscribe to my channel, and to share this video. Now let's go over a few important points that you need to know for this lesson. The first point is about the difference between also as a conjunction versus as an adverb. So in this example, you will see it says it's hot today and also it's very humid too. So here the translation is امروز هوا گرم و همچنین مرطوب هم هست. مرطوب, it means humid. So here همچنین, it means also, but here we are adding a new topic, or we are adding a new point or a new idea. So that's why همچنین comes before the second idea or topic. Versus in the second sentence, it says it's hot today, it's very humid also. Or in English, you can also say to or as well. So this also is not a conjunction anymore. This also is an adverb. So when also as an adverb, then we need to use هم. You see? And هم comes after the new idea or the new topic. So مرطوب هم هست. In English, usually it comes at the end. But in Persian, at the end, we have usually the verb. So it comes before that, but it comes after the second idea. So one more time. امروز هوا گرم است. مرطوب هم هست. The second point that you need to know is the difference between yet as a conjunction versus as an adverb. So we have two examples here. The first one, it says it's very hot, yet it's not humid. So yet here is a conjunction. That's why we need to use ولی or اما, because here we are showing contrast. It equals to but and nevertheless in English. So the sentence is هوا خیلی گرم است ولی مرطوب نیست. And again, it's common to say the weather is hot in Persian. Every time we talk about weather, to actually use the word weather. But the second sentence, it says it's very hot, but it's not humid yet. So here, yet is not a conjunction anymore, but it's an adverb and it's referring to something that hasn't happened yet. So in Farsi we use هنوز. هوا خیلی گرم است ولی هنوز مرطوب نیست. So you have to be careful. Are you using yet as a conjunction or as an adverb? We finished this lesson. Thank you everyone for watching. Watch out for the next lesson. We are going to learn about verb structures and pattern in Persian verbs. We finished with this lesson. I hope you guys found this lesson helpful. If you guys have any questions, you can just leave it in the comments section. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Also, if you want me to make any videos on any specific grammar topic, please let me know. And just know that there are a lot more videos coming out. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification bell. See you in another lesson. Khoda Hafiz.